Okay, well, first of all, thank you so much for everyone that's hopping on the Zoom, and also to the people who couldn't make it live, to those of you that are watching the recording. We're so excited to introduce this company 3 to you. My name is Betsy Collard, and if you don't know me, I've been in the industry of network marketing for 11 years. I have 3 beautiful children. In fact, I literally just flew into my house after the second dance drop off for the day and threw myself together. And I'm like kind of sweating still because of the fast pace of our life. So I'm actually absolutely thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to be partnered with Angelique and my friend Danielle. And I just want to introduce Angelique because she is the star of the show tonight. She is just one incredible woman of God. She has 3 beautiful daughters, absolutely beautiful. She's happily married to her husband, David, and they actually they've built huge teams. She actually walked away from an incredibly lucrative income from her former project because of the vision that she saw with 3. And she is just an amazing person. Like, I've known her for a very short time, but I'm very much like, I gravitate to her. Like, she's so supportive, so loving, so kind. She's actually like a major martial arts person, and she was like big into that. And like, she's just like the real deal. I'm like, dang, like, who are these people? But they actually have a podcast together. They also have written a book called Turned On, and they share their faith very, very freely, and they encourage others to do that as well. So I'm so honored that she's here. Thank you for your support, your love, your mentorship. Thank you for pouring into us tonight and for giving us a glimpse of what 3 is. I'm going to let you take it away because you know all the things.
Well, thank you so much, Betsy. And I've quickly grown to just love and appreciate you as well, and just the friendships that we're all forming here. As very similar to Betsy, I've been in the industry for 11 years, 10 of which have been entirely full-time. It really kind of retired my husband and I from our corporate America jobs. I had no idea that the industry could do what it did when I first entered it. I entered it for the love of a product. I needed a product. I was a brand new mom that was looking for just quick nutrition at the time. And the industry quickly became our on-ramp to entrepreneurship and, full-time family and work and home, school from home family. So it's been a huge blessing to our lives. We just love the fact that so many people can be touched by a model like this with phenomenal products, as well as compensation for those that are looking to bring an extra revenue stream home or bring the main thing home. I think everyone has the opportunity to literally take away as little or as much as they want. And so I'm going to share with you tonight an opportunity that's kind of a unicorn, and I just want to say, like, I'm not a hypey person. I don't sensationalize. My husband and I have kind of a motto around here. It's just don't blow smoke up my butt, like shoot me straight. I don't want to get the platitudes. I just want the facts. We really are careful about decisions that we make. We work from a place of rest and peace, and we try every decision we try to make it very prayerful, and that God is in the center of everything that we do. And so at the same time, it must have practical things that we tick off. It should align with your core values. It should make sense. It should help you get closer to the things that you're called to steward in your life, and it should bless you and bless others. And so what I'm going to show you here tonight regarding 3, honestly has been just that for us. And I love the fact that it's simple and straightforward, and it's backed by real science that is, married with a very holistic approach. So if that's okay with you, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that we can get started for the sake of time. I'll try to keep my eye on the waiting room at the same time. So if there's any questions, you can pop them in the chat, and I'll try to keep my eye on that as well. So just one second. Okay, so as I shared before, and Betsy mentioned, the name of this company is 3, and it's really just stands for the 3 pillars of what three is built upon. One being people. And I think that a lot of times we hear this a lot, it's people before profits. And that's what we want, right? We really want to be the primary focus of why we do something in the marketplace. It doesn't really matter what it is you're selling or what industry you're selling it in. People really should be the focus. And especially when you have a direct sale model, when you build up people will move a product. So if people aren't your primary asset and the focus of where you're heading as a company, things start to fall apart at the seams. So I really love that they stick to this and adhere to this. The second one is purpose. Purpose is really important to me and my husband. I'm very big on making sure that everyone is investing in their gifts and talents in the marketplace, because I believe that that's really our honor and our duty here, not only in network marketing, but just in general. And when you find that purpose and you're able to apply those gifts and talents to the passion that, has been placed upon your heart, so many special things can happen, especially in the marketplace. And the final piece is a platform. I've always seen network marketing as again, just training wheels. It's a training wheel almost program to get people used to what it's like to run their own business, to build themselves up, their inner spirit, to be an entrepreneur, because it's not for the meek. It's definitely something that you need to, put on the full armor for. And the platform here for entrepreneurship is unparalleled, simply because network marketing is like seed capital. Sometimes we need it for survival, for, additional financial breathing room. And other times it's like when you have positive cash flow, you can start investing in things that are really meaningful to you in your life. And so that brings me to our founder, Daniel PQ. He's a phenomenal businessman. He's like a savant when it comes to business, Rain Man, like when it comes to numbers and companies. And I just love his heart. I've quickly gotten to know him. Trust me, I grilled this man when I was looking at this company, and I asked him everything. I put everything out on the table, and he's been so direct and so honest. And I think that it comes a lot from his background too. He was raised as a foster boy in a Detroit boys' home. He wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. And I just love the fact that he's worked for everything, and he just cares deeply about people, where they come from, and the resourcefulness that it takes for success. Not just success in money, but success in finding their purpose and pursuing what it is that God put on your heart. And then we got to the privilege of pairing with Dr. Dan Gubler. Dr. Dan Gubler is a Caltech chemist. If you're familiar with Caltech, it's one of the very few organic chemistry PhD universities in the world. And most of your Nobel Prizes come out of Caltech. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dr. Dan has one in the future. He's incredibly intelligent. He's also incredibly relatable. What I love about Dr. Dan is that I feel like you can listen to him and understand the science from his perspective. And he makes things so easy to digest when it comes to phytonutrients and learning about polyphenols and how this works in your body. I'm trying to let somebody in the waiting room and I can't see my cursor. Oh boy. I hope that let them in. Okay. And he's really good at breaking things down. What's really juicy to him is plant medicinals, which is the layman term for phytonutrients. So he does a lot of exploring. This man looks at phytonutrients like I look at my children, and he's really, really, really good when it comes to cellular absorption technology and pairing bioactive molecules and their size with multiple delivery systems. So everything that we do is paired synergistically with different delivery methods, which means that we get to actually receive the benefits of these products as if we were getting an IV, but through our mouth without the inconvenience or the cost of a needle. So it's very, very powerful what we have here. And we have tons of studies to not only back this up that are current and coming in the future here very shortly. Oops. We also have a scientific advisory board. What I love about these is none of them are paid. Not like literally they volunteer their time. These are all practicing medical doctors and DOs. We have functional and traditional alternative medicine. They're incredibly holistic minded, and they care very deeply about proactive wellness. I've gotten a chance to listen to all of them, some of which I've met personally, actually most of which I've met personally, and they just really have a heart to serve people in this world that seemingly has things pretty upside down, right? They're very reactive when it comes to medicine. And this advisory board is very proactive in their approach. So I love that they sit on the board to help give Dr. Dan like a real finger on the pulse of what's going on a day-to-day basis with patients. So these are the pillars of our science. We have 3 of them: exploration, curation, and absorption. We do a lot of exploring. We even have our own medicinal research institute, which I will share with you here shortly. But they go around the world exploring different phytonutrients. Back to what I was saying about Dr. Dan, this is something he cares so much about. It's something that he like literally thinks about when he's shampooing his hair. He's like, I think about chemistry and phytonutrients when I'm in the shower. I'm like, okay, that's a lot of information, but that's great. I'm glad that we have you behind the cause. What he does is he realizes that the phytonutrients, there's 600,000 species of phytonutrients, okay? 600,000 species, and only 5% of them have actually been discovered for their medicinal benefit. And when these things can go extinct, we actually lose the ability to study them for their benefits. So he's really on a quest to make sure that we are discovering as many phytonutrients as possible for our medicinal benefit. And because of his chemistry background, he's really good at curating. So it's not like 2 guys cooking this up in their bathtub. You know, he's got the chemistry background that is able to say, look, these chemical compounds, these bioactive molecules go together really well, or these do not. We don't want something that's counterintuitive in the body. We want something that's synergistic in the body. So each one of the products that I'm about to share with you actually were formulated to be one product. One. It's just that with the long list of ingredient profiles and the multiple delivery systems needed to drive it deep within the cell, they broke it up into 6 different products for our innovative absorption, which is our final pillar. As I mentioned, exploration being a key piece to this, we've put our flag in the ground here. They've invested in land in Thailand where there's very, very organic soils, where they're doing a lot of studying of phytonutrients. As a matter of fact, I got wind that we have about 20 new phytos that they're studying right now. And this is the goal of this, is to really explore and examine it and utilize these phytonutrients and molecules and nutrients to create new and enhance our existing products. The other thing here, this is a very important piece. I want you guys to grasp the reason why this is so heavy. Like, this is a very, very important piece of our vision. The entire product line is in the physician's desk reference database. Now, back in the day, it was a big blue book that you would see on doctors' desks. Now it's called the prescriber's digital reference. So you could literally go on to pdr.net right now, which is a 70-plus-year-old database that physicians have access to prescribe medicine, right? When they are looking at things, making sure that things are what their patients need for what they have going on. And all pharmaceuticals are in there. Very, very, very few, and I mean slim amount of nutraceuticals are in there. So all 6 of our products are in there. That's a big deal. That means a number of things. One, of course, all the bullets that you see here they're proprietary. We do not white label anything. So if you're not familiar with what white labeling is, I'll just kind of give you a quick lesson. About 95% of the world's supplements, whether in network marketing or in the supplement industry in general, are white labeled products. That means if I wanted to go create a protein or a multivitamin, I literally could go to a contract manufacturer or a vendor, say, hey, what do you got? I want it organic. I want it this. I want pea protein, whatever. They'll show me what they have. I can maybe sprinkle a little proprietary blend on top and then call it Angelique Superfood Shake. Okay. That's the reality of the world we live in. You can't get into the PDR like that. So everything is proprietary and formulated specific by 3 for all of you. They come with every certification that you potentially could need for any person on the planet, from CGMP to NSF, and of course the ADT certifications, and it's all enforced by the FDA. Of course, everything has clinical studies to back up and very strict third-party testing. So with that said, I'll start with the first of our 6 products. This is Vitalite. It is a superfood and multivitamin blend. This, I would venture to say that this could cover about 6 different items in your pantry. You could live on these vitamins because everything that we do is 100% superfood, whole food, and plant-based. There is zero synthetics in our products. We are purists by nature. If you look here at the very bottom of this screen, it tells you what it does not contain. So I can go over all the things it does contain, but just as equally important is what it does not contain. No artificial ingredients, colors, flavors, additives, glutens, casein, dairy, corn, soy, nuts, sugar, artificial preservatives, lubricants, and fillers. That's on every one of our products. And you will see that as I move through these slides. But again, naturally derived vitamins and minerals. We don't want synthetic vitamins because they become waste, expensive waste in our body. Pre and probiotics, 72 trace minerals and amino acid. That's like a meal. A berry blend, omega-3 soft shells, and digestive enzymes, along with their superfood blend, which includes chlorophyll and other powerful ingredients that are really good at binding toxins and shuttling them out of their body. So not only are we infusing the body with these nutrients, this actually has a cleansing effect as well. The Revive is actually what I would consider a fan favorite. It was actually recommended to my husband by a Mayo Clinic ophthalmologic surgeon. And that was when I thought maybe we should pay attention to this 3 thing, because it's coming to us from every single angle, including Johns Hopkins University doctors. Revive is liposomal curcumin. Okay, curcumin is also what gives turmeric its color. Curcumin is a very powerful, probably the single most powerful anti-inflammatory in the world. Okay, it's a very, very natural anti-inflammatory. The problem with them is they're very hard to absorb. So every time that you see a curcumin product, it's going to come with black pepper. Black pepper is going to drive it into your body a little bit better and allow for you to absorb it a little bit more, which is why you see the piperine here on the end. But when you have it in liposomal form, you're talking about a substantial increase in absorption. So the liposomal form of curcumin is going to give you an unfair advantage when taking an anti-inflammatory like this. Not only are people noticing like substantial changes in their joints, but ultimately every chronic issue in our body starts with inflammation. So if we can drive down inflammation in our body, we're doing ourselves a major service for the future. I can't let people in. This is crazy. Hold on one second. I just want to let this person in. It's not letting me find my cursor. I wish I had made you a co-host. Okay, I think I got her. All right. Eternal. Eternal is another fan favorite. This is a very powerful product. This one right here, I would say I think it tested at 95% more absorbable than your organic standard. That's 9.5 times. So it's like, take your house and multiply it 9.5 times its size. That's how effective this one tested in our clinical studies. It contains over 200 milligrams of resveratrol. The actual box says 200. We tested at 208. We have liposomal glutathione, one of the most powerful antioxidants found in nature. We have tons of studies on this. It's included in our back office as well as on our boards, which is our system I'll show you here shortly. And these are things that you need to be familiar with. Like if you were to research glutathione alone, you'd be like, I need that in my life, like now and forever. And most people spend an astronomical amount of money getting this in an IV form. So most people you'll hear getting IV, cocktails are getting the glutathione push for the very reason that you see here. And as well as superfruits, as in marine collagen, we also has coenzyme Q10. Coenzyme Q10 is going to be listed as part of your daily essentials moving forward. I think the FDA is making that decision shortly. Collagen is a buzzword we've all heard of. It's nothing new. It is the most abundant and a protein in our body. It is like the glue that we need to hold our body together. It's what gives babies their beautiful, youthful skin along with hyaluronic acid, which is also paired here. So we use 5 grams of marine collagen paired with our technology to drive it deep within the cell. And of course, hyaluronic acid, keratin, vitamin C, biotin, and pomegranate. These are all really phenomenal for hitting the areas that we see on the outside, hair, skin, nails, the things that create more of that aging effect on our body. And our body starts to lose it over time. So what we need to do is supplement. And in this case here, we actually only supplement 10 days out of the month. So you're 10 days on, 20 days off, because it teaches the body how to recreate collagen. Immune, which I would consider a sleeping giant. This one right here, my daughter is doubling down on because she has got either some allergies going on or she's got a little cold. But I'll tell you what, this is something that you can use every single day, and or you can use it as needed if you're not feeling great, both for allergies and for viruses, bacteria, whatever. And the reason why this is so important is because if you haven't, been living under a rock for the last 3 years, we know how important our immune health is. And we also know that we need to be doing things proactively to fight against whatever it is that's out there. So quorum sensing is something that we've discovered recently, not three, but science has discovered what quorum sensing is probably in the last decade or so. Quorum sensing is actually this discovery of how bad bacteria talks to each other. And this is a patented product, so there's nothing on the market like it. So take note of what this product is, because it's going to be important to you as a staple in your life, in your pantry for your entire family. It contains liposomal quercetin, reishi mushroom, Argarsius blazei, nanosilver, zinc, vitamin C, all combined to inhibit quorum sensing, which basically turns off the communication that allows bad bacteria to talk to each other. So when you turn it off, they can't multiply. When they can't multiply, they can't protect themselves from your body, which a lot of times people get what's called a biofilm. Bacterias and fungus and viruses will create a biofilm around them. Once they learn about each other and they learn about you, this film forms around them and your body doesn't recognize them anymore. They kind of think it's one of them. So you stop attacking it. And this right here turns that communication off, a very, very important piece, along with our innate immunity support blend with a lot of ingredients that many of you might be familiar with, and our adaptive mushroom blend as well. Now, Purify is key to just daily living in general. I want you guys to understand that no matter how many good things you put in it, you're going to want to remember that we can become an overflowing bathtub if we can't get the bad stuff out. So Purify is here to detox 5 organs in our body. Which organs are those? You see them right there on the top line of that screen. Your skin being your largest one. It's like a giant mouth, okay? You can't touch anything without absorbing things that shouldn't be there. We're breathing in air, we're drinking water, we're eating foods that all contains things, no matter what, whether it's natural or unnatural, that don't belong in our body. So these things here are going to help you shuttle that out of your body. I need to find out.
The family member program is for family members of veterans who were stationed at the 15 specified illnesses conditions for family members: bladder cancer, breast cancer, esophageal cancer, female infertility, hepatic steatosis,
Laura?
kidney cancer, leukemia, lung cancer,
What is that?
miscarriage, multiple myeloma, myeloplastic syndromes, neurobehavioral effects, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, xenotoxicity.
Anyone hear that?
No.
Says, if the veteran was on
Cheryl?
active
Is it Laura? Cheryl? Who is that?
and you were the spouse or dependent of the veteran, and you lived
You
over a
can mute
year
her.
I know I can't get to the screen.
Oh, okay.
Then you
Wanna
may
make
be
me the
considered for VA's Camperton Family Member Program. It goes on. What type of evidence do I need to submit with my application? Legal dependency documents include, but are not limited to, marriage certificate, birth certificate, whichever birth certificate, adoption or other legal documents, proof of Camp Lejeune residency documents, or military orders.
I can't mute her.
As long as DD form 242.
Base housing record, utility.
Can you make me the host?
I've never had that happen.
She's muted.
Okay, I just muted her. I'm sorry, everybody. Thank you for your patience. If I make you the host, I can't finish my slide deck.
That's true.
Yeah. All right, guys. I got her muted, so let's see. Sorry, everybody, about that. Okay. All right, so that's all 6 of our pillars. Once again, thank you for your patience. And they are exactly pillars. I do advise that when you're using them, you use them all. But if you find that you have a cadence that works for 3 of them or 4 of them more regularly than others, that's okay too. But they definitely were designed to be one. We pre-launched in February of 2023 of this year in 14 countries. It was the largest launch in network marketing history, with 100 countries to follow. They're here to play big. They're not messing around. And I know Daniel well enough to say this man means business. We actually are not going to do a comp plan training tonight, but what I wanted to share with you is that we're paid 8 different ways. But
When do you think they'll start having practice?
I don't know.
the interesting thing,
Thing?
I don't know. You're the one that's getting the emails, not me.
Sure, I shoot you those emails. Well, you ain't good.
oh gosh. I don't know who that is. Sherry Barnett, could you please mute your line? Thank you. Okay, so in a binary, we only have 2 legs. So if you're looking at this opportunity, I want you to understand the importance of only having to build 2 legs. Most compensation plans are 3 and more. Okay, so like 3 up to 11, sometimes more. It's kind of, it's like wide for show. You know, if you're a good recruiter and you go wide, and you have all those people sitting front line, great. But what I love about the binary is this creates leverage. We only have 1 of 2 places to go, left or right, which means that everybody that gets enrolled, the team that then comes after them will be enrolled underneath them. And so that comes from spillover, which you see here on this chart. That comes from your upline. It comes from your downline. It's a very powerful compensation plan. My husband and I built in a binary in our first company, and it's unlike anything else. If this is something that you're not familiar with, it might take your brain a little bit to wrap your mind around, but once you understand the binary, it's very hard to look back. You know, when you look at countries, especially like in the Asian markets, they're very good at math. And they're also very good at understanding how to maximize the dollar when it comes to business. And so those countries actually demand binaries for a reason. Binary software is really interesting. It only scans for volume. It doesn't care who it came from, how deep it goes. If it's under you, it belongs to you. So it's a very powerful compensation plan. So I do urge you to get back with Betsy and have her share with you the compensation plan in its whole entirety, because you're going to learn the power of the leverage of a binary, especially here as we are at the tip of the spear. We've just gotten started. So what that means is now at the very top of what we're doing is the beginning of market share. As we're starting to grow and people are being placed in your organization, there could be someone in your local market or someone all the way across the world that would be placed in your organization, that you would have access to that global seamless e-commerce revenue as a result of something that didn't even belong to you in the first place. Like you didn't own the relationship, but you were able to capitalize on it. So very, very powerful compensation plan. Additionally, if you see those circles there that say L1, 2, 3, so on and so forth, we have up to 7 generations of check match. As you can see, we don't really go by line here. It's only 2 legs, so everything gets stacked. So levels here actually equal generation, which means if I personally enrolled Betsy, she'd be my level 1. That means I make 30% of first cycle pay. Anybody Betsy enrolls, it would be a 15% check match. Anybody Betsy's enroller enrolls, that would be my 3rd level. That's a 10%. And then levels 4 through 7 is 5%. Those are unlimited. So you could have level 1s, 2s, 3s, all the way up to level 7, all throughout the tree, no matter how deep it goes, to infinite levels, and you will be check matched. So again, it's not where they sit, it follows enroller. Very powerful piece that I just kind of wanted to share with you, because this is where we are. If we only have 1 of 2 legs to go, and we're all kind of at the tip of the spear, and we just are coming out of formulation, then into concentration, then into momentum. That's where you want to be in anything, is like this, not just the start, but before momentum. Because when you can catch that, you're going to be catching at what I consider legacy, life-changing income. Okay. My husband and I we were very, very fortunate. We were very blessed. We built a huge organization. That company was already 10 years old when we joined. They were way into momentum. and almost heading into saturation at the time. But we knew what to do. It was a gift for us to gather, and we had a great run at it, but the company changed directions and it no longer aligned with our heart. And we walked away in January of 2020. So I want you to know that we aren't here to mess around. And if we're going to hitch our wagon to something, it's because we saw something really special here. So there's many ways to get started. I'm just going to share with you the 4 different packs that the company created specifically for you to get started as a brand ambassador. One is at the bottom right here as your intro pack. It's a very basic pack, has one of the Vitalite, the Eternal, and the Immune, 3 very key products, and one of each. And then of course it activates your position as a brand ambassador. The premium pack contains one of every product, and also most actually have 2 boxes of them. So this also includes a leadership matching bonus on your level 1, 2, and 3 for 12 weeks, which means they're going to give you check match on ranked for your first 3 months. So it's pretty powerful. The third one is your business builder pack. It contains all the quantities that you see there of each of those boxes in the little round numbers on every one of them. It tells you how much CV is pushed immediately, as well as the fact that it covers you for your first 3 months of Smart Chip. So 4 months total. 4 months total, and you will not have to purchase anything until your 5th month. They upgrade you in your cycle pay, and they also give you check match on ranked. And the final one, which where we are right now, I would venture to say that if you're like most people that can swing it, founders packs have been very popular. And here's the reason why. You're not buying air, okay? You're actually buying 4 months of product. You see the quantities there. There's 7 boxes of the majority of them, except for 2. And that means that you can share it with anyone in your household. You can retail it if you like, but it's also going to cover you for those 4 months. So you wouldn't have to order anything to be active until your 5th month. It has all of the things that I mentioned in the business builder pack, but the very bottom line there, you're going to see that you get to participate in the Founders Global Leadership Bonus Pool, which is 2% of global revenue in CV. Okay, so let me just kind of paint a picture for you. Most times when companies start, there's equity deals, people that have large networks, they come in, they can be written into contracts to help get the thing off the ground, and they'll have an equity ownership. Okay, they're not technically owners, but they'll have an equity share. Dan opened this up to the people. So we actually get our hands in the equity share. Now, how much you take away from this is going to be contingent upon the amount of work that you do, but it only requires you to do 5 personally enrolled customers and or brand ambassadors to the tune of $600 in commissionable volume cumulatively, not each one, cumulatively. So that's how you earn your first share. You get $440 of free product, 4 months of active status, 3 levels of check match, 33% increase in your pay, and you participate in that global revenue. What I want you to understand, though, is as global revenue goes up, and founders, human behavior tells us, even though there's 20,000 available, founders will likely go down. Once a founder, always a founder. So I'm not saying that they go away. I'm just saying that just because somebody opted in to be a founder doesn't mean they're performing, doesn't mean that they've enrolled 5, doesn't mean that they've really stuck with it. It's just human behavior. So I look at this from a business opportunity. I say, well, how many of those 20,000 will be playing in that pool down the road as our revenue grows? And of those people that are participating, how many are doing just the bare minimum? How many are growing an organization? So as your PGV grows, your personal group volume, your shares increase. So it really doesn't matter how many hands are playing in it, because you get to take away as much as you want, right? You get to play in it. And so it's not like I get what everyone else gets. It's like, no, I get to decide how big that pot is for me and my family. So it's a really powerful piece. It's an opportunity to have an equity share. It's limited time. Once they're gone, they're gone. But it does just kind of give you the idea of the heart of Daniel and this company. We also have a 3% global leadership pool. That's for 4-star director and above. But if you look at this combined, that's 5% of global revenue. On top of that, this comes with a very robust training program and system. We are really systemized, and I'm sure Betsy can tell you and attest that we have got pretty much every ground covered with the boards that have been created for you. And that's something team specific. That's what our upline has done, and we've have done and put together alongside of them. I mean, really credit them because they've spent so many man hours, money, and resources to put it together. We've just been collaborating with them in the process. So it's phenomenal. We have great resources, great mentorship, and everybody has their own unique support system. Meaning, if you come on board, you're going to get what's called a diamond thread, and it's going to copy all of your leaders. So each person will have their own text message that has the support there specifically for you. So you're not just thrown into a giant Facebook page and a chat, although we have those. You're actually going to be a part of something much smaller, to where when you need somebody, we're right there. We're there for connect calls. We're there to answer questions. We're there to help you pivot and do social media. We're basically assigned to help you get better. My goal this go around is to make sure that we maximize your check. So before I turn this over to Betsy, I just want you to think about a number, okay? A number in your mind that you identify with here on the screen. Group 1 is, you know what, this was an utter waste of my time, and I'm not interested in investing my help or making any extra money at this time. And you know what, I will love you anyway. I just want, for people, I want to meet where you are. And I know Betsy would too. Group 2 is, I'm definitely interested in investing in my health and having a better lifestyle, but I'm just willing to try the product right now. Business is probably not for me. I don't have the bandwidth, or just not something I see myself ever doing. Group 3 is, you're excited about the opportunity to have better health, but also definitely interested in making extra income in part-time. And group 4 would be, you're all in. You're a Betsy, you're an Angelique, you're a Danielle. You just like, you want to be a founder. You want to go all in, you want to take this to the top, and we're there to support you no matter where you are, no matter how, how your heart feels after listening to this. I want you to know that we are here to support you. Okay. So with that, I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to turn it over to Betsy. I do apologize for the hiccups. My screen just was not allowing me to mute anybody. So Betsy, are you able to pop back in real quick?
Yes, so sorry. There's going to be background noise. My dogs are going crazy. My husband just got home, and apparently shh doesn't work for my dogs. So, Angelique, that was amazing. I'm always learning from you. I'm always blown away. And every time I listen to one of these Zooms, which I've listened to multiple, my belief and my faith is just like escalated like this. I learned something new every single time, and you're just such a solid, beautiful person. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your mentorship and your love and your friendship. So, and also I want to thank everyone that joined tonight. We had an incredible turnout. This is recorded, so if you'd like the recording to watch it back, we would love to send that to you. I know there's multiple different people in here and different facets of life. You're in a different place in your life. So we want to meet you where you are. We want what's best for you, whether that is, hey, I want to try the products first. I want to be a customer. Great. Hey, I want to dive into this opportunity with you. Great. We're going to meet you where you are. We're going to support you where you are. And that is just the way we roll as people, as a team. And we're just getting started. So it's absolutely, the timing is so impeccable. I can't get over it, honestly, that we just officially launched in May. And I'm just excited. I'm really excited for everyone who decides to either try these products or join us as a brand partner. If you have any questions, I will be checking back in with every single person to see if you have any questions, what those are. We have so much support here. You will not be left hanging. And I just want to thank you again for being here. And so thank you. Thank you again. Thank you, Danielle, for introducing me to this and for being the waymaker, one of my best friends. We've done this together for a long time, and I trusted her and she trusted Angelique, and you're here because you trusted me or someone else that led you to this call. So we love you guys. Thank you so much. And again, I appreciate your time so very much.
Thank you, everyone. I'll get this recording over to you, Bet, so that you can share that with anybody that asks and anybody that may have missed it. So I appreciate you all. If there's any questions that come after the fact, please don't hesitate to funnel them to Betsy. she knows that I am at her disposal. So I'm here to help you guys anytime.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me all. Good night.
Yes. Good night, everyone.